It's Bigfoot Collectors Club with Bryce, Michael, and Riley. I know a story of high strangeness or two. Let's do this.
Hello, welcome to Bigfoot Collectors Club. Hello.
Hello. Is anyone out there?
Hello, welcome to Bigfoot Collectors Club, the show where we talk to amazing guests about their personal paranormal history and share stories of high strangeness. I'm your host, Michael McMillan. With me always is your other host,
Bryce Johnson.
and our ultra-terrestrial producer,
Riley Bray.
And since she's right in front of our faces and looking amazing, by
Fab.
the way,
Mm-hmm.
like a goth queen, may I say? Is that appropriate?
that.
Yes, great. Listen, she is a podcast host, a paranormal lecturer. She might push back on that, but you definitely are. You've done enough conventions now. And my personal favorite, a horror movie buff, and I definitely want some recommendations in this episode from What's Up Weirdo. Please welcome back to the clubhouse. First time flying solo, Jessica Knapik. Jessica, welcome.
Hi.
How are
So happy
you?
to be here. You're all so cute and fun and wonderful.
Listen,
Aw.
you've got a mushroom lamp and you look like you're sporting some Lydia Dietz stuff.
I
So
am.
like you
I
win
am.
the cute.
Toad is coming on in.
Oh,
Wait.
look at that.
Oh,
Hey,
Toady.
Toad.
You got me right in the mouth.
Frenchie love.
You win. I was just saying you both now, especially with Toad there, you win the cute award tonight. So that goes to you. I have to say, I've been binging so much What's Up Weirdo, getting caught up on the old episodes this year. So I feel like I know Toad. He's like my doggy now. But I
Hey,
have to
everybody.
say it's been a rough year, and your show is so great if you're going through grief like I've been doing, because I really feel like you and Tenny, it's so nice to just feel like you're sitting in on someone's two friends phone call every week. It's great.
Yeah. I'm so glad. I'm so glad everybody gets it. Like, I don't know. We're not trying to be better or smarter than anybody or whatever. When we're wrong about shit, we say it. When we mess up, whatever. You know what I mean? When nobody's
Yeah.
perfect, it's just like cozy. Let's talk about weird shit. And also, like, let's put people over. I love, like, what's the word? Exposing people to stuff that they've never heard of or seen or that they wouldn't have watched or, I don't know. It's just all good vibes.
It's great. I love it. Speaking of good vibes, before we get into this week's L-Files episode, Riley, do you want to nominate a 5-star Club Scout of the week?
Excellent transition. And yes, I do.
This is a friend who has given us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, which I guess still helps get the show to people. So
We guess. It's from Paranormal Mom. Hi, Paranormal Mom.
Moms love Riley.
5 stars. One of my favorite podcasts by far. These guys are addicting to listen to. The subject matter is always fun, and the guys are always upbeat and humorous. But most of all, they're putting love and good vibes into the universe. Oh, 5 stars.
Thank you, Paranormal
Woo-hoo.
Mom.
All right.
Paranormal
Nice.
Mom.
I'll take
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah, very nice.
So, Jess, you've been up to some adventures lately. You went to Michigan ParaCon, which I'm sad to hear because I've never been, that this was the last one.
Yeah, I think they'll do some more stuff in other forms, maybe smaller, maybe take a break, maybe come back. But it's a lot of work and it's a lot of travel for the people who are on it and the people who go to it. Like, we live in the Metro Detroit area and it's 5 hours from here. So you fly into Detroit and then you have to rent a car and go do all the things. It's like a production. So
Yeah.
not easy to put on. It's not easy to get to. Maybe there'll be some offspring of it down here somewhere, or maybe we'll start something. I don't know. But yeah, it is sad. It was like the place where all of us kind of gathered every year for shit. I mean, I think this was the 15th year. I think I went to the last 8 of them. So
Wow.
not going there next fall will be very weird.
I was going to say, it's like one of the bigger ones that people talk about in the community.
Yeah.
It's like Michigan ParaCon. That's the thing,
and everybody kind of stays there. So it's not like you have the convention day and then everybody leaves. It's like, oh, then we're all in the same hotel and everybody walks around all night and gambles and drinks and does karaoke. Like you're all trapped. It's like a summer camp. It's very cute.
Yeah.
Can't they get it? Can't they get it closer to Detroit, the airport? Like,
I'm sure they can. I don't, but those guys that put it on are from the Upper Peninsula, so they're up there. So
Right.
that's local to
Youpers.
them.
They're
Yeah.
Youpers.
they're
It's just
they're
not-
Youpers. Wow.
Yeah, it's just not local to anybody else. But
well.
but yeah, this year was very fun. Last year was my first year speaking at it, and then last year I did this take on the Tonight Show where I was Jimmy Fallon. And I wear like a full men's suit, and I have like guests who are big in the paranormal come out, and I interview them. So then this year, I'm like, how can I make it better? Even though it was only my second year, I just like love outdoing myself with shit. So I did it again. But last year, I was like, I need a band, I need a saxophone, I need something to play my guests out. So then I don't know. I still don't know how I pulled it off, but I got the sax man from the Lost Boys to be
Incredible. I'm so glad you brought this up. How did
Oh
you
my
get the
God.
sax man?
Listen, I'm like, I can't get the Saturday Night Live band. I can't get the Tonight Show band. So I'm like, who's the other most famous freaking saxophone player is that guy. So I'm like, I need somebody to play with my guests and to be a musical guest because every late night show ends with a musical guest, right? So anyway, I want to say there were these kids on YouTube and they had I forget if it was like a horror con or if they just had him on their show. And I just fully emailed them. I'm like, yo, you booked the sax man, can I have his email? And they were like, yeah, here you go. And I emailed him and he got back to me. His rate is way too cheap. I'll tell you that much.
I know the sax man,
he does not
everybody.
Dude,
give a fuck.
I
He
looked him
just
up
wants to
now.
hang
Legend,
out.
just legend.
This is
Yeah.
Legend, absolute legend. So he agreed. He drove up there. And he didn't have like an ego. He wasn't like, oh, I'm backing you up. Like, no, none of that. He was like, tell me what you want me to do. I love it. Tell me the plan. He's in the green room tying my tie. I'm like, is this my real life right now?
Man, that's
Like, I've
awesome.
watched my whole life.
For those of you out there who've never seen the Lost Boys, the sax man is like,
Stop everything you're doing and do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like,
Watch
just
that.
stop
Pause this.
It's like
everything
a
you're
clip
doing.
on YouTube.
Yeah,
Just sexy sax man, Lost Boys.
I just
the
did.
sax
It's so
man
good.
is the sax man the most distracting supporting extra in a
Yes.
film ever?
Yes.
I think
Like
so.
he upstages vampires, which is
Yeah,
Yeah, he's like
very
canon.
hard
He's
to
like
do.
he's like part of the canon now. Like
Yeah.
like people make stories about him. Like he's the actual grandfather, granddaddy vamp. You know.
Yeah.
And
he's-
nobody cares why he's there. They're just like,
Nope.
yup. Sure.
He's oiled up.
Yup.
He
Oh, listen.
apparently this is his regular gig in
Oh my
it's not Santa
God,
Cruz, but
so
whatever.
good.
It's based
It's
on
not
Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz.
No,
Would-
so he played out all my
good.
guests. He was on the stage the whole time. And then I was like, and now my musical guest, Tim Capello. And he played, and everybody was just like, we were all making eye contact with each other in the room, like, is this really happening? This is the
Wow.
best thing I've ever seen. He brought
Shout
the
out
house
Tim Capello.
down.
Wow.
Brought the house down. So then, but yeah, all weekend his merch table, like everybody gets a merch table like convention. So he's here, we're here. He's right next to me all weekend. So freaking nice to every guest. Like he'll be like, okay, we'll take a nice picture. And then he'll be like, no, let's rock out. And he like directs a freaking photo shoot with everybody that comes up to his table. Then if somebody was buying like an 8x10 for their friend who wasn't there, he was like, let me make them a video so that they can feel like they were here.
Love that.
And then also, he quite literally at different intervals in the day oiled himself up all fucking day long at the table next to me. Not even kidding.
What a
I
professional.
was filming.
True.
Fucking
Consummate
professional.
I swear, I'm like, let me take a video of Toad because I just want to get him in the background oiling himself up, and I did get it. But I just feel like me and Tenny took so much away from him for the weekend because, like, I'm like, he's on 100 with every guest that walks up to his table, and he's so fucking cool. And I want to take that into every event that I do. And he was just so cute and sweet.
I love that.
Bryce, I feel like you're a parallel universe's stone's throw away from being the sax man.
If
Like-
I could get to that level,
I think
at a
you're on your
convention,
way.
That would be,
Yeah.
dude, that's
Dude, he's
great.
70.
I saw your picture on
Yeah.
Instagram, and I immediately just like a flood of cool nostalgia. There's just it's just like kudos, man. And you know what? I think that's what's great about like a convention like that is you can go and you can meet some somebody, some person who's in a movie that just kind of changed your life, maybe, or even a character that like changed your life and you get to meet them. I think that's so fucking cool, you know?
Well, the
I love
other
that.
cool thing too is like I'm newer to all of this, the conventions, the paranormal conventions. I'm like so over already. I don't know how people who have been at it a long time aren't over it, but I'm so over the format of like, okay, you show up to this convention at 9 a.m. and then there's lectures till 6. Like, are you joking? We're not
It's like
in
college.
Like, why? Yeah, why are we sitting here on a chair all day? We're all into the same shit. Why aren't we just mingling and talking and hanging out? Why aren't there different activities? So when they asked me to do this last year, I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I want this to be fun. And I didn't even tell them what I was doing. They were just like, do whatever you want. And I put it all together and they're like, we love it. Let's do it. I'm like, okay, sick. Like, I just wanted it to be different. I want people to have fun. I want it to be more alive than just, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with some lectures, but there should be like different activities, have people go outside, have people go in this room, have a music, have a something, have
you're like, let's make a pentagram out of these folding chairs and light something on fire. Everybody throw something in the middle
Walk
right
it
now.
back a little bit.
Maybe the doors. Let's do this.
Yeah,
but just like, more activity, more interaction, not just like butts and chairs all day. Like we can all do different things. So
I think that's like our mission on this show too, is like, let's make paranormal stuff fun. Let's make it feel like hanging out with your friends,
you know?
You know? Did you get up to any paranormal shenanigans, any ghost hunting, or is this not the trip for that?
At ParaCon, no. They do, one of the nights of the ParaCon, they do an investigation of this haunted ship that's up there. What is it called? The Valley Camp. There's a haunted ship called the Valley Camp. It's also a museum. And I thought it was going to be lame, but like a year or two ago, Kindred Spirits filmed there and Tenny got to be on it. And I got to orchestrate a birthday surprise for Tenny on the ship, like get him a cake and sing to him.
Oh, that's fun.
Anyway, it was very wholesome and very cute. But I got there and I'm like, yo, this place is so much cooler than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be boring, or that the inside was going to be like like a empty submarine or something. But it's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like if y'all are ever in the UP, go to the Valley Camp. It's sick as fuck.
Okay, cool.
Any spooky stuff happened since the last time you're on the show? Anything that like really left an impression on you? I mean, you hang out with Tenny, something weird's bound to happen, right?
There's two things that I haven't told you guys about yet, because I went back and listened to the last time we were on here, and I'm like, because I didn't want to repeat anything. So, and I wanted to see where we left off. So anyway, I had told y'all that we were going to LA, I think, but we hadn't gone yet.
Yes.
Right.
So when me and Tenny were there for like the first time ever, we literally saw a ghost at the exact same time, and we've never seen one. It's so rare. And first of all, it's so rare to see a ghost, period. But it's so rare to see one at the same time as your friend. You're seeing the same thing. So we got an Airbnb in, I want to say it's Altadena. That's a real place, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just outside of Pasadena.
Yeah, we're like directly around the corner from the 90210 house, which is like my whole shit.
So far from 90210.
Yeah.
I know.
Nowhere near
It's like
the
way over there. I know.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and took pictures with all the houses. But anyway, so we had this Airbnb, and it was like behind it, like those houses are essentially mansions, or at least they are to me. And then behind it, there's a pool house, and we rented the pool house. So we had this huge pool, hot tub, whatever.
Cool.
So we're staying in there. And the pool house is kind of open concept. So there's a bed, and then down this like step, there's like a fold out couch. So I'm on the couch with Toad, Tenny's in the bed. So in the middle of the night, I heard what I thought was Tenny walking to the little kitchen in there. And I turned over and I saw a full body apparition. I'm like, okay. But the crazy, and me and Tenny have talked about this a bunch of times, is when you see a ghost, you just literally, you're like, especially in the middle of the night, you're like, okay, I don't know what to do with that right now. So you literally just go back to sleep. Like, it's like, I guess I'll pull the covers over my head and I'm going back to bed because, okay, there's nothing you can do.
The nope response, you're just like,
yeah, nope. Yeah, exactly. Go back to bed. So then we wake up the next day. Tenny wakes up, he's like making coffee or something. And he's like, oh, how you feeling? How'd you sleep? I'm like, Tenny, this place is haunted. I was like the first thing I said, and he goes, oh, I know. He goes, I saw something at the foot of your bed last night, and I thought it was you petting Toad, and it wasn't. And then I went back to sleep, and I'm like, okay. And then he starts describing it. I'm like, that's exactly what the fuck I saw. It was like the shape of an old woman with like a babushka over her head. It was like a hooded,
Whoa.
little crunched over person. So then we had plans to hang out with the web crawlers that day, which is so exciting because we'd never met them in person. And I'm like, you guys come over here, bring your gear. We saw a ghost. So while they were sitting there, Tenny sketches exactly what he saw, and it was exactly what the fuck I saw. And I'm pretty sure he still has the drawing, but it was like, that's never happened to us before. We both saw the same thing at the same time, and it woke us both up. Like, I don't even know.
Did Toad react?
No, I don't remember him reacting. I saw it. It was like it was walking through the room. And yeah, it looked like a little old lady. And
Wow.
I wasn't like scared, but I was like, okay. And then I can't believe he saw the same thing.
That's wild.
How long ago was that?
Yeah.
That was
Last summer, yeah.
Yeah, the end of last summer. It would have been
Last summer.
the first week of August. So like right about a
Wow.
year ago.
Anything happen around that event? Any sort of event surrounding that event? You guys seeing that apparition?
No, that was
okay.
there. And then
Yeah.
the last crazy thing that happened to me was just, when was this? When did we go? It was like January or December. This last winter, I don't know if you guys heard, but the famous haunted location, Bobby Mackey's, was like getting shut down. It's just like the building's dilapidated. They need a new building, but it's like a very famous haunted place. They have like a portal to hell or something in the basement.
Cool.
And I'd never been there. And I'm like, if they're shutting it down, I want to go. So we organized a group trip and we went. And again, of all these excursions we go on, and all
Where is this? This is, I'm sorry, this is
it's in Kentucky.
in Kentucky, and it's called the Bobby Mackey Hotel.
No, just Bobby Mackey's. It's like a country
Bobby
bar.
Mackey's. It's a
But
country
over
bar.
time,
Yeah, it's totally your type of place, Bryce.
Oh,
Country
wow,
bar with
okay.
a
It's
pool of
actually
hell in the
so
basement.
I like it.
Yeah.
But over the years, it's been different things. It was a place called the Latin Quarter, which was like a different
Okay.
bar, like a dance hall. It was a bingo hall, and then most
Got a
recently,
history.
yeah. And like, I think there's a story of like a showgirl. There's a few verifiable stories of people dying there. Somebody got hit out front, and people have been murdered. But so I go there, and of all the places I've ever been, I've seen stuff, I've heard stuff, but I've never been touched. And it finally fucking happened at Bobby Mackey's. We weren't even investigating yet. We were getting our tour, and they have merch. So we're all in the little merch room, and they have like glass cases, and I'm like leaned with my elbow on the case, and something like put its hand around my hip. And I felt it. I'm like, wait, because it's like a pickup joint. And it was exactly like if a guy put his hand around your hip. It was exactly like what dudes do at bars. I'm like, I know
this feeling.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
Wow.
somebody did it, and I turned around, and the only two people behind me were like 6 feet behind me. And it was Tenny and another guy. And I'm like, did you guys fucking touch me? And they're like, no. I'm like, all right, something just grabbed my hip. So, and again,
Whoa.
whatever, it's fine. I wasn't scared, but like it finally happened. So
Wow.
It feels so
Wow.
human too, probably, right? Like just a
I
real
know.
hand. I mean, I've never
Yeah.
experienced.
it was like a curved around my hip, and then it kind of grabbed it a little bit, and then
Right.
it was over, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
Oh my
All right.
God.
God, that
Enjoy-
gives me
enjoy
chills.
that.
That gives me
Yeah.
chills. When I was in college, I'm pretty sure my sophomore year, the apartment I lived in Pittsburgh was haunted.
Crazy.
We had some weird activity I've talked about on the show before. It's been a while, but in the middle of the night, I'm a stomach sleeper, and I had my shirt off, and in the middle of the night, I felt two
What?
open palms press on my back in between my shoulder blades, and it woke me up. And I had a roommate, he had a girlfriend, so like my first thought is like somebody came in to wake me up.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And there was middle of the night, nobody in the room, and I was like, okay, that was for sure 2 human hands on my back. I am not mistaken about it. It felt just like somebody waking you up.
Wow.
That's crazy.
It's weird.
That
So
is
weird.
rare. I feel like getting touched is so rare. Like you could see stuff, you could hear stuff, but the getting touched is like next level.
Yeah. It's like when Dan Aykroyd got a BJ by a ghost.
Just like that, Bryce.
Just like that.
Spot
Yeah.
on.
Hey,
Yeah.
we've all seen
That's
the
how
article.
that's how Ghostbusters was written.
Sleeping with ghosts.
Yeah.
Maybe people do it. I don't know. We don't
I
have that.
don't-
Experience. I don't
That's-
want that experience.
No.
That's the real meaning of busting makes me feel good.
It is.
It all kind of makes sense
It all
now.
makes sense now. All right, we're gonna take a break. When we come back,
Okay.
we've got some recent BCC news. Okay, we're back, And Bryce actually texted us this week a story that I wanted to talk about in the last episode, but I couldn't find the link to. Bryce, do you want to read this? I've got it out here for you.
Sure. Yeah, I love this.
It's not highlighted for you, but this is from the dailymail.co.uk. This is a tabloid paper from London, but I believe this is a story that started appearing on Facebook, and it all centers around a weird photograph. Bryce, Riley, actually, get ready because we have some. BCC news.
You know, I'd actually love to remember the guy who sent me this, but it was on X. It was during an Expedition Bigfoot comment. He was like, "Hey, Bryson Ray, maybe you should look into this." And I was like, "Oh, what is this?" And then that's when I sent it to you. But Michael, you obviously were already way on top of it. You're like, "That's what I was looking for. That's the thing." Anyway, here's the headline. If these fucking ads would stop popping up.
Oh, it's in the buddy. I put it just so you know, it's in the document spelled out for you, so you don't have to deal with all that stuff.
You're so pro. Okay, I'm gonna close those ads out.
You'll see it at the bottom of page 1.
It's so nice to see the script approached with a sense of wonder, you know.
Yeah, no.
I've only been making Google Docs for everybody for
7 years.
This is like when I read a Patreon post and it has
the tempo to
every detail you could ever want.
And then now I'm getting the spinning wheel. All right, I'm just going to go for it.
Here, I got it. I got it.
I got it. Frightening 20-foot tall figure seen clinging to the side of a Colorado mountain. That's right, a 20-foot tall figure. Guys, 2 hikers were left stunned and encountering a frightening 20-foot tall figure clinging to the side of a Colorado mountain. Jesse Clausen, 29, and Camille Avaria, 28, were descending Long's Peak in the Rockies when they were unwittingly caught the lanky gray creature on camera as it appeared to scale the crag. The Denver-based duo didn't see the beast at the time of their trek on August 24th, but noticed it lurking in the backdrop of a photograph as they reminisced about the adventure weeks later. Imagine that, you're going through your photos and then, bam! I was shocked to the bone when we were looking at the picture. Behavior analyst Clausen told dailymail.com. That's right, she's a behavior analyst. This is serious stuff, people. Oh God, I'm just scrolling through the pictures. Look at that thing.
So we'll throw this up on our Instagram, and if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to put the picture up here. It looks like
describe this, Michael. Go ahead.
A long golem-like creature. You're looking at its back, and it looks like a person,
I see hips,
a
legs,
humanoid
arms.
form. It's taken from a distance. It's zoomed in, and it looks like it's crawling up the mountain. But it could be a rock. It could be
no.
CGI.
We didn't take the
or
picture
a rock
because we saw that thing.
Roots. That's fucking roots.
You know, Michael,
roots of a tree.
Yeah.
You think that's roots?
Yeah.
Oh, it could be. Well, let me continue as if it were not roots, because I'm still not convinced.
Well, let's hear the rest of the story, and then we'll all discuss.
We didn't take the picture, Michael or Jessica, because we saw that thing. We just took it because the mountain range was pretty. Clausen said they set off on the intrepid walk at 2 a.m. in order to conquer the 14,000-foot crag by dusk the next day. Way to go, ladies. They had been walking for 7 hours when they snapped the figure just after scaling the peak around 9 a.m., she said. We were in full adrenaline mode, so we weren't really paying attention, Clausen told dailymail.com. Graphic designer Avaria explained that it was while they were sharing the photographs with family on a plasma screen TV that they first noticed the creature. They zoomed in.
That's how you got to be looking at all your evidence over on Expedition Bigfoot. You got to throw it up on a TV. You should watch the show back, and then maybe you'll see what you missed.
Oh my God, it happens all the time. They zoomed in after noticing an odd white coloration on the side of the crag. What a great word. Camille's dad said, "What the hell? That thing is at least 20 foot or so." And Camille was like, "Should we call the Rangers?" Clausen recalled. We were all like, "The hell is that thing?" I mean, it could be a rock, Avaria added, but it has all the features of something that is human? We're open to interpretations, said Clausen, adding that they posted the pictures on a Facebook group for Colorado hikers, and dozens of commenters were disturbed by the phenomenon. It was so far away, it couldn't really do anything to us. I like to think it was an alien. The anatomy is so human-like, it's freaky as hell, added Avarea. The duo said that although they're keen to see the creature again, they won't be embarking on the 15-hour trek ever again. I hope someone else does see it, Clausen said.
Wow, good job, and way to go making it to the end of the story, Bryce.
Wow,
Yeah,
I mean, you
okay.
have to with a creature like that. So, Jessica, I stared at this picture for a long time, and I couldn't really come up with a lot except pareidoia at its finest. But I
Yeah.
love this idea of tree branches. Can you kind of unpack that for our listeners a little bit? Why you think it's that and not the other?
It
Not
just
a
looks like
creaky
a-
creature on a crag.
It just looks like a root system to me that is poking out of the side of the mountain. If they had other photos of this thing in different positions, fine. But if this is the only position, then it's roots to me.
Also, I feel like someone else could just go back and take a photo, and it's going to be it. To me, it looks like there's a pillar
Yeah.
of rock,
Mhm.
and there's discoloration where the rock is kind of craggy and broken
Yeah.
at the top of the peak.
Could be
of this
mineral
little rock.
deposits.
Yeah. I see that too. Yeah.
I
Mineral
see-
deposit. Mithril.
I see a creature heading into a cave.
Well,
That's what I see.
you will.
And God
Yeah.
only knows what's in that cave because I wouldn't want to be in there.
Probably more rocks.
This is like looking at clouds, but looking at rocks.
I like that this is like they were shocked after their encounter. They're like, we
That's-
didn't see it,
yeah.
actually.
That's
My
gotta
dad,
be.
my dad pointed it out on our living room.
Oh my God, that's
also
gotta
love-
be fun going through your old photos and then actually seeing
Finding
something.
creatures.
You know, I remember, speaking of going through your old photos, this just came to me. Do you guys remember the case of the Socorro saucer? Lonnie
Sure.
Zamora, he snapped those photos. I forget the actual main researcher who did the work on that, but he went back to the location where that supposed craft had landed, and he just started taking pictures all
By
around.
that little shed that was out there.
Yeah, by the little shed that was out there, and lo and behold, when he went back to his computer to go through the photos, he saw a UFO that looked almost identical to the craft they described in the sky in the place where they described it.
That's
I'm
pretty
gonna tell you
Almost
what's
as
there
if
too.
it
On the
was
way back
almost as
from the
if the
trip, I was just
phenomenon
telling
was
you
like,
about.
bam.
You guys,
sorry.
you guys hit the location of the Socorro saucer?
On the way back from
Wow.
LA, the trip I was just telling you guys about, we took like the north route out there. Well, I did, and then he flew out to LA, and we hung out for like a week, and then we took the south route and went to Roswell. We went to Socorro. We went to the giant antenna array.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the Travis Walton pickup site where he was found by the phone booth.
Whoa,
And we hit
cool.
all the
There's so much
Dude.
stuff in Arizona.
That's
and New
what you should be
Mexico.
doing next year, is taking people on a polka dot tour of all fucking places that
I
are
would
so
love to do
cool like that.
It's
Yep.
so fucking hot though, bro. I don't know. First of all, I don't know how you guys live in California. It was already hot as balls there. Then on the way home through Arizona and New Mexico, it was like, not even kidding, like 117 degrees. Everywhere we got out, we're like, we're gonna
Brutal.
die. I can't even put the dog down on the cement.
No.
Arizona just broke a record I read
100
today.
days of 100
of
degrees
over
of
100
higher.
degrees over. Yeah.
100 days in a row
Like
of 100
people's
degree
car,
heat.
like here it's normal-ish. It's getting worse, but like down there, people's car hoods were like burnt, like their paint was gone. I'm like, why do y'all live out here?
No, people are grilling eggs on the sidewalk. I remember, like, my wife's from Vancouver, and I always would be like, God, it's so beautiful up there, but boy, it's kind of like the temperate system. Like 8 to 9 months, you're going to get kind of gray weather, and that affects your mood. Imagine living in a fucking 100-degree heat for 100 days. I'd go insane. If you're not crawling out of that desert like a lizard to the city, I don't know what you're still doing there.
Yeah, it was just too much.
That's the beginning of a BJ and the Shadow Bat song. Crawling out of the desert like a lizard to the city.
I mean, damn, seriously. That's hot.
Oh, well. I think we chalk this one up to tree roots or
I like it too.
mineral deposits.
I'll give you
Yeah.
that.
Okay, let's dive into a batch of L-Files. It's been a couple months. These are listener stories sent in by Club Scouts who are listening right now. If you have a story that has happened to you, please, that you can't explain, write to us at BigfootCollectorsClub@gmail.com, and we might read it on a future episode. You can also leave us a voice memo, which we'd love to get more of. Just try to keep it like 5 minutes and under. That would be great for us.
Think radio.
Yeah, they're your stories of high strangeness. Think about it like that.
There you go, Bryce. Thank you. Okay, Riley, why don't you pull open that file cabinet and pull out on L Files.
All right, I'm flipping through here. Well, we have a letter from Pamela, and it begins.
Oh, this is an update, by the way. I'm very excited about this.
Update letter from Pamela. Even better.
Follow up.
All right, well, she begins. Hey guys and guest, Jessica. I wrote you a while back about my dreams/encounters with beings I've always called the Arrow people, back when I was 9 to 10 years old.
Okay, this is the beginning of the summer. Ryan Gall was with us.
Yeah, I remember this.
And she had possible visitations in and around her house of aliens that kind of looked like hammerhead sharks that she called the Arrow people.
Yeah.
Right.
Though I have not had another dream and or encounter like the ones I told you about before, a new theory has recently occurred to me. An epiphany about the whole thing, if you will. We will, Pamela. Continue. On the evening of May 1989, my fiance, best friend, parents, and I were all at my parents' home. The same home my earlier experiences happened at. My fiance, friend, and I were heading out to our cars and someone happened to glance up at the night sky and said, "What the heck is that?" Turns out that was one of those massive, silent, low-flying V-shaped craft I'm sure you've all heard about.
Oh boy.
As my parents had followed us outside, all 5 of us saw it. Whoa, okay. It flew directly over our heads, moving slowly south to north, and eventually went out of sight on the northern horizon. Over the years, I've asked around, and a great many people I know saw it the same night, further north of where we did. But the same V-shaped craft, locations, and timetable applies. We're certain we all saw the same craft that night. Wild. But what does this have to do with the Arrow people some 10 years before? What if the occupants of the 1989 sighting were actually the same beings I dreamed encountered circa 1975? Maybe the 1975 encounter was a dumbed down version, something that my 10-year-old brain could process, communicate with, and not be afraid of. I saw this because of the shape of their heads, as described and illustrated to you previously, arrows. The V-shaped craft is shaped like the heads of the Arrow people. Perhaps that last promise of my little friendly arrowhead person, that they would come back to visit again, I remember that, was fulfilled by that full-blown, no doubt about it, shared UFO sighting in 1989, and the shapes of their heads were merely an illusory clue of bigger and better things to come.
Nice.
Of course, it's unlikely the truth will ever be fully known, but this makes complete sense to me, and I'm going to run with it. To have my personal closure when it comes to the Arrow people. They kept their promise. In 1989, my dad and I got to see something we always talked about wanting to see in 1975. Keep up the wonderful podcast, Pamela.
I love this, Pamela.
Woo!
Also, Jessica,
Wow.
just so you can see,
Dang.
Oh, I love it.
they're
Man.
cuties. I love this
cute.
drawing that Pamela sent in
Gosh.
too. What do you think, Jessica? Triangular shaped headed aliens and triangular craft, could they be connected? What do you think?
Sure. I like it. I've never seen an alien that looked like that. I mean in real life, not in real life, but in drawings, like in accounts. That's new to me. I like it.
I do too. It's not your typical boring
Oh.
old gray.
It's not.
You know what captures my attention about this story is it reminds me of course, the Phoenix Lights, right? Like chevrons flying silently overhead. But one of the amazing things that really like captured my attention about the Phoenix Lights that I think a lot of people overlooked was there was apparently a parade of these craft. It wasn't just one. It's like Bigfoot. They think, oh, it's just one Bigfoot. Well, on that night, there were
No, it's
so
a parade of Bigfoots.
it was it's a parade of Bigfoots. But that night in the Phoenix
What
Lights, there were like dozens of these craft, and I'm wondering if maybe this was another event like that. Maybe maybe there was more than one V-shaped craft floating through that area. But even more interesting too is like it seemed to sort of disseminate like. Strangely enough, like sprinkling consciousness over the lawn or something, because some of these accounts, people remember just looking up in awe and sort of not being able to move, but just sort of appreciating it as it washed over their house. I'm wondering, write us back again, how you and your family have felt any after effects of that that might come to mind. So strange. I love it. Thanks for that letter.
I love the idea that they came to her as a child before they showed up, and they're like, "We'll be back."
Yeah.
I also
I'm-
like the idea that those little dudes are flying giant crafts. They're like
It'd be like if our planes
settling
looked like
around on the ship.
skulls
Right.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I think this is cool. I think like patterns are important in these stories, right? You know, we hear people who have encounters when they're young tend to have them throughout their
Again.
life. And I'm not surprised that you never connected the dots until now. Like, wait a minute. We saw something in 1989 because I feel that a lot of these experiences unfold that way, where you're
Mm.
like, hold on a second, that happened to me when I was. It's kind of like stuff that you learn about yourself in therapy, to be honest, where you're like, oh, I used to do that when I was a kid, and I didn't forget about it, but I never connected to how I do that as an adult. Okay, all right, you know, there's a bigger picture emerging here. So I would be surprised, Pamela, if you and your family haven't had some other things that have happened that you might go now, you know, like seeing orbs of light
Yeah.
or poltergeist activity, or maybe someone else in your family has seen a UFO. I bet you that there's a pattern that runs through your family here.
Wow.
Oh, who knows how time works in other places too? What if that was like 5
Exactly.
seconds where the aliens are from and it was your whole lifetime? Nobody knows.
That's great.
Mm.
That could have been the craft leaving your house when you were a kid and you're not
It's just a
seeing it until
flyby. Yeah.
1989, because
Right.
I love that. Yeah, that's so. Hey, we're dealing with probably interdimensional beings here. It's
Mhm.
that's they're not going to be synced up with our linear time. That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one. Greetings. Hey, BCC boys and Jessica. I have a follow-up for you all. Another follow-up. Technically 2 follow-up stories, but I'll save the other for later because the one I'm going to tell just happened a couple days ago. For context, in episode 203, so a while back now, just over 100 episodes, I sent in a story about an odd-shaped UFO. I recently moved to San Francisco, where I now live at a higher elevation, and upon noticing the view that I had, it wasn't long until I got into astrophotography. This sounds like something you would do if you
Nice.
moved to San Francisco, Riley.
100%. Yeah.
Taking pictures of the moon every night.
Know it.
The elevation combined with my phone's zoom provides me with a decently clear pictures of the sky and moon, craters and all. And with
Wow.
Sunday to Monday being the first blue moon of the year, I of course had to take some pictures. It was around sunset when the moon started rising on Sunday, and as soon as it was fully lit, I went out to the balcony and started setting up and taking pictures. For a good while, it was business as usual, but as I was fixing the zoom, I noticed an irregular shape in the frame slightly beside the moon. Now we have pictures for this too that Santi sent us, and we're going to put it up
yeah.
on the
What
Instagram.
the
You guys can
fuck?
check it out now.
Look at
My
that.
immediate thought was a bird, as I thought that
Looks
I
like a
saw
little
it
pear.
flapping. But the longer I stared at it and tried to take a picture of it, I realized that it wasn't actually moving. Trying to hold my phone extremely still, I jittered a little bit, which caused the zoom to slightly pan up, and I noticed that there were actually more of them. They were in some sort of formation, in a line or arc, and seemingly equidistant from each other. I definitely had a moment of, what the hell am I seeing? Like last time, as I tried to explain it to myself. They were either satellites or I'm looking at UFOs. Either way, taking a picture was the immediate action, but as soon as I was about to hit the capture button, my phone screen blurred completely. Sure, it can sometimes auto-adjust when other things come into view, but nothing of that sort happened, and this was a complete blur effect that I had not seen before. And as cliche as it sounds, as soon as the camera refocused, these things were immediately gone. That would have been within 3 seconds of the camera refocusing. I do wonder if it's the same UFO that I saw last time, as that one also seems like an irregularly shaped flying vehicle. I do like the idea that I have some celestial / interdimensional beings following me around or stalking me. I should check for some missing time, but I'm fine with either. Take me away, best, Bruce Wayne. parentheses, Santi. This is Santander.
Oh,
P.S.
yeah, of course.
Attached are the 3 photos I managed to take on Sunday, 8/18. One is of the single craft
Ooh,
itself.
818.
That's the little speck. Another is with when the camera blurred, and the third is when I tried to take a picture after the blur went away, hoping to take a pic of the multiple crafts. So there you go. So you see in this photo this little black speck that looks like an upside down comma.
Looks like a little tear in the sky, like, you know, like, doesn't it look like a little rip, like when you zoom in, like the sky's little butthole or something? I don't know.
The sky, yeah.
What about
Santi, you
belly
got
button?
this.
But-
Yeah, let's go with belly
butthole.
buttons. The sky's belly button.
I
Yeah.
feel like the sky's butthole would be like, we'd all see it. and
You'll
we'd
see
all
that where that's
be
coming.
Terrified.
Right.
right?
Totally. My bad. I should have went with belly button. It
Yeah,
looks like a tiny little pear, though. Jessica, what do you make of this picture in this guy's otherwise awesome
Shaking
photo
her
of the
head.
moon?
She's not buying
And-
it, Santi.
No, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't. It looks like a pear to me.
It does.
Yeah.
But, and I do see the other dots in their second picture, which could be bugs, but then it is weird that everything went away. But then I don't know how stuff focuses. Like once it's that focused on the moon, does like the stuff around it go away more? I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah. What do you think, Riley?
Oh, yeah, Riley, chime in here.
I mean, it's crazy seeing like several of them and then they all just vanish. I don't really have an explanation for this one. I don't know.
Mm.
Usually I can be like, oh, it's light refraction or something, but without having been there and seeing what was there and then vanished, I can't really make a conclusion one way or the other, you know?
There is a pattern there with electrical disturbances amongst equipment, you know.
Yeah.
Michael, what do you think? I think you look like you like this thing.
I think it's interesting. Again, patterns, right? Santi's seen something before. I would say you've got some new digs. I would hang out there routinely, maybe come back on every full moon, take some pictures, see
Yeah.
if the phenomenon repeats itself.
Get some pics of
Yeah.
them sky pairs. Come on.
Yeah. Come on.
Either way, you got
stop
some
it.
new wallpaper for your iPhone. Nice
Yeah,
shot,
there you
buddy.
Pretty cool stuff. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we have a couple more L files that we need to dive into and dissect. And we're back. Okay, Bryce, we
Yes.
have a letter here that I would love for you to read.
Yeah, let's read it right now. Hey, Clubhouse gang and Jessica. Here's a little something that happened to me in the small town of MacArthur, California, which is just east of the Bernie Falls State Park, which is super close to where this train scene from Stand By Me was filmed.
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
remember that scene?
Mhm.
Of course you do. My wife and I used to take the kids on trips that weren't that far from home so that they could take a closer look and explore places like that that wasn't in our backyard. Well, this happened on May 12th, 2018. We Airbnb'd a mobile home that was within the property line of a small ranch. Behind the mobile home were several trails just begging to be explored. These were dirt, tree-shaded trails that were probably used by ranchers to get to secluded parts of the property. While everyone else was relaxing, I took our small white terrier, on a walk along
I
one of
have
these
one of those.
trails. Great. Not a soul was seen on these trails. It was tranquil and peaceful. And the main thought on my mind was that a mountain lion might nab us at any second and no one would know for hours. Dude, I know what you're talking about. Those thoughts cannot help but cross your mind. Anyway, maybe days. Off the trail were small trees, bushes, and clumps of small grasses along small rolling hills. After
Really painting a picture here.
yeah, beautiful picture. I'm in there with you. After a half hour, 45 minutes on this trail, I looked off into the distant clump of trees, and something just, I don't know, it seemed off. I stared, trying to figure out what was off, and then I realized that one of the ash trees was black instead of green. Curiosity got the best of me, and I asked Vicious if he wanted to get closer and check it out. I'm pretty sure he said, hell fucking yeah, but I'm not 100% certain. The tree was about 50 yards off the trail, so I got halfway to it and noticed that the leaves were moving like when you drop a kid-sized Snickers bar on an anthill. Yeah, now curiosity had its claws
Wait,
sunk.
we have to stop here.
Yeah, I
It
kind
sounds like something that our Club Scout here has done often enough to have an actual like reference to.
And
Yeah.
an assumed common experience.
Yeah.
Like,
I
you
think
know.
you just grew up feeding
The
candy bars.
I'm going to
to
read that
ants.
again. The leaves were moving like when you drop a kid-sized Snickers bar on an anthill.
You know,
Awesome. Yeah, I'm with you. Here we
So
go.
we're city
towards
boys.
like
Yeah.
swarming around, I guess. You know.
Sure. Now curiosity had its claws sunk into me. I tiptoed closer, and when I got about 20 yards away, I knew for sure that there was something squirming all over that tree. It was at this point that I'm pretty sure that Vicious said, "We should get the fuck out of here." But I needed to know what this was.
Okay, so the tree is the Snicker bar,
Yeah, so the tree's
Okay.
moving around. Now that makes sense.
and
Maybe
then
like,
there's something coating the tree that seems
like
to be
venom or
swarming around.
something,
Okay,
like
okay,
a
yeah,
like
yeah.
a zygote or something. Yeah,
You gotta
symbiote.
put it in venom symbiote terms for
Thank
you to
you.
understand.
I thought of that
Can
word this
understand.
morning. Isn't that so funny? I just love that word. So anyway, as Vicious earlier said, we should get the fuck out of here. But I needed to know what this was, so we snuck closer, using other trees to conceal our approach. I still couldn't make out what this black swarm was, and I told Vicious, "Hey, Vicious, we're gonna get closer, but you'd better be ready to run, okay?" So we took a step, and the tree exploded. Hundreds of turkey vultures just took flight. The sky turned black. There were so many of them, it was actually quite creepy. Those turkey vultures could have easily picked me and Vicious up and flown us miles away and eaten us alive. Well,
Dementors.
Yeah.
after the shock wore off, I realized this was a damn cool thing to see. And then I got to wondering, why were there so many turkey vultures there? I'm pretty sure Vicious said, "Who the fuck cares? Let's go back now." And I answered him, "You're right, Vicious. You're right. We should go see why those turkey vultures were there." Wait, Vicious was like, "That's not what I said." Well, anyway, we got close enough to be able to see what it was at the base of the now green-leafed ash tree. And I thought, am I at a site of a murder scene? There was a bloody mound at the ash tree.
Whoa.
I studied it a bit and was relieved to realize that it was a dead cow. But where was its head? Vicious and I looked around and
The
saw
story is full
no
of
cow's
surprises.
head.
Truly.
I
With
studied the
concern.
corpse a little longer and I realized that the head had been cut off. It was a clean cut, as if a massive man from Ali Baba's days had raised a huge, sharp, similar, and parted head from body in one
Scimitar,
quick
the
slice.
curved sword.
Yes. An eerie feeling came over me. I looked around and noticed that the turkey vultures were perched in the surrounding trees and waiting to get back to eating.
Yeah, they're having a good time.
Yeah, I'd seen enough, Vicious. Let's go back. We returned to the mobile home and I told the family what I saw. "I want to see," said my daughter. "I think we should stay away," said my wife. "I'm going too," said my son. And in one of those great moments in parenthood, I
Bryce,
took my kids.
Did you write this letter?
I took my kids to the black ash tree. Vicious decided to stay back at the mobile home with my wife. It was pretty much like the first time I went out there. It was like seeing a scary movie for the second time. But I still wonder who cut the cow's head off. Why leave it out in the forest like that? Anyway, this letter is getting longer than intended. Thank you so much for the podcast. It's been my favorite for many years. Martin from Weed, California, now living in Chico.
Martin.
Thank you, Martin.
Martin.
It got long because you wrote excessive dialogue between you and your dog.
So
It
long.
was a good
God.
device.
Did you? I know. Did you stumble on to some leftovers of a satanic ritual gone
How about
awry?
some cattle, mutilation left over
Yeah,
from
maybe
a UFO?
animal mutilation. Jessica, what's your take on this strange cattle in the
I
middle of nowhere?
Strange cattle.
I don't know. I don't
Strange
know.
cattle.
I don't know
That's
that
gonna be the
much
name of
about-
this episode.
I don't know. I don't know enough about turkey vultures and what they do, how they hang out.
Right.
That could be totally
Fair point.
normal. It kind of sounds like too, like possibly you need a new glasses situation to not notice that a whole tree was made out of birds. I don't know.
I think there's only one solution to this mystery, and it is the cow mafia. This
Hmm.
they cut off the head, they separated the cows, the other cows. This cow owed the
They're
other
selling the
cows,
best.
or ratted out on the other cows. And so they cut off its head, they separated the head from the body, they dumped the body, and that way the cow can't be identified.
Hmm.
Sure.
This is straight out of like Goodfellas.
You know, I don't know. I'll tell you this much though. Turkey vultures, they don't go for the head first like that. They go for the innards.
Well, they
and
don't
they go
cut
in,
off a head.
Yeah, and they don't cut off a head. So
They would
obviously
just pick it from the skull.
we agree with you. There's some human intervention here at play, or something nefarious. I don't know.
I do think the Department of Wildlife or like agriculture needed to be notified about this.
Well,
Because
probably a good point. Good point.
this
Michael.
might have there might be cattle thieves that are
Yeah.
decapitating cows out there. I don't know. This is bizarre.
Yeah. Look, first you
don't
take
like
your
it.
kids back there, and then you report it. You got to make sure it's still there. You need
There
the
might
second
be
witness.
a serial killer living in those woods that you brought your dog.
How much does
and
that
your
mean?
children
Hey,
closer
you guys
to.
want to see this cow with no head, where these fucking black turkey vultures are just like going crazy? Come here, I'll show you.
I will say
I want
that
to see the cremated vultures. Like,
Yeah, for sure, we're all
sign
going.
me up.
I looked up MacArthur. It's in Weed, not far from Mount Shasta.
True.
So we are in some like weird California territory there.
Right.
So
Mhm.
you never know. I don't know. I think this is,
Theories abound. What are your theories, listener?
yeah, let us know. The one listener who's still listening to this episode. Okay, Jessica, would you like to close this out? You want to read the last letter that we have from our listeners?
Yeah.
This is from Lizzie, and there also are photos for this one that I will put up on our Instagram at Bigfoot Collectors Club, or you can see them as you watch along on YouTube.
Mm.
This is so long. You guys read the longest. I would be like editing it.
I thought this one was pretty short. It's only like 4 paragraphs.
We also don't edit them ahead of time.
Yeah, we don't.
I just
Sometimes
read
we
fast.
We like to
don't
live
read
on the
them
edge.
ahead of time at all.
Just find
Okay.
them out as they go.
I feel like I'm not gonna do as good a job as Bryce. Bryce is just next level.
No one
He's just a great cold reader. You know, we
Yeah.
all have our gifts, but
I
you're gonna
know.
bring some life and energy to it. I know it.
Mhm.
Okay. Hi, Michael, Bryce, Riley, and guest Jessica. Hi. I have a recent ghost experience for you. It happened last Sunday night.
Ooh.
My
Wow.
family and I went to Eureka Springs last week to visit family, and in Eureka Springs is the infamous Crescent Hotel. It's kind of really haunted. Seriously, if you get the chance, you should look into it. Anyway, me and my mom, my aunt, went on the ghost tour at 10:30. I don't like ghosts, so I was absolutely terrified. I'm an empath and extremely sensitive to the paranormal. My aunt had some encounters with demons in her early 20s, as one does.
my
I'm
God.
so not asking about it. She won't tell me anyway. And from what I can gather, it was insane and took forever to get rid of all the bad energy. And my mom grew up in a haunted house.
Well, hold on. We need these stories,
There's
Lizzie.
so much to
That's
unpack.
really a crossover. A lot
Just
of
the
things.
demon in the haunted house. ... Okay. My aunt and my mom took tons of pictures, including the ones linked below, and caught a bunch of orbs, silhouettes of people, and even one live photo of what we think to be a ghost standing up.
No
Every
way.
time, yeah. Every time we sat down somewhere, I swear that I could feel someone or something behind me, and I've never felt so strongly that I was being watched. Period. In the morgue area, the meat locker, quote unquote meat locker, had blue lights inside, but upon looking at my mom's pictures of it, the inside is red and looks completely different. So what are they saying? There was blue lights, but in the pictures they don't look blue.
They're red in the pictures.
Right. Looks completely different, and there seems to be a man standing in there resting his hand on top of a dresser that wasn't actually there.
What?
When we went to the morgue, why is there a morgue at the hotel? I'm so confused. Anyway, when we went to the morgue, I felt like we were not.
And this is the meat locker.
I know, of the Crescent Hotel. I obviously don't know enough about this property, but when we went to the morgue, I felt like we were not supposed to be there. I wanted to get the fuck out of there. I should mention that the only light in the morgue area was purple string lights with a glowing red exit sign on the opposite side of the room. My mom was taking bursts of photos and caught these pictures. There seems to be some orbs behind me that morph to this red blob and of some sort. Again, the exit sign was on the other side of the room and nowhere near me. I'm really hoping that I didn't take anything home with me and that nothing at the hotel will come and bug me. I am so not open to that. I have enough going on. Anyway, thanks for reading. Keep it spooky, Lizzie.
I love that. I totally feel that. Like, I do not need a hitchhiker ghost in
I
my life
literally
right
do not
now.
need
I
a
am just
red
like,
wild-
life is so stressful right now. Can you please, whatever is haunting this place, not come home with me?
Yes.
So I'm looking at these
Yeah, same.
pics,
I need
and
to look at them again.
I see the lights, but I don't
See the dresser.
the dresser or the man. So maybe we didn't get those photos.
I didn't remember that.
But these weird wispy lights, I don't understand what those are. And it does look like the sort of light, the picture where it's like against the wall and there's two pictures hanging on the wall or something there. It does kind of look like those aura photographs.
It does, yeah. There's
You
some
know.
type of energy there for sure.
Because there's like a post in the middle of that room, it looks like, and those look like maybe your electrical I don't know what's going on here. Is it possible these are double exposures on a digital camera? That doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
Riley, what do you think? What are you looking at?
I mean, I have a digital camera that does that, but I don't think that's what this is.
Okay.
I don't know. Just weird low light, sort of sensor malfunctions could be one thing because it's clearly very dark in these photos, so it could just be like low light artifacting. But also, it's really like misty and spooky, and I want to believe it.
I mean,
Also,
it's in a haunted hotel that had
All right,
a org in it.
America's
this
most
place
haunted
up.
hotel.
Yeah, this is a Crescent Hotel in Springs in Arkansas. Is
Yeah,
where this
Eureka
is.
Springs have been there.
Yeah. Oh, you have, Michael. No
As
way.
a kid on a road trip on the way to Disney World, I bought. I remember at a gift shop, I got Tigra from Thundercats.
Oh, nice
in Eureka
pickup.
Springs. Yeah,
And here? What?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
not at the Crescent Hotel, but
Okay.
probably near
Well,
there.
Yeah, apparently this place it does have tales of hauntings. America's most haunted hotel. Wow. Okay, there you go.
I feel like a lot of hotels
It
like
looks
to claim
like
that.
some
It's
kind
like
of
world's best cup of coffee. You know,
situation.
you just got to go there and taste it for yourself.
I don't listen. Some of these famous haunted places do some sketchy things. They pump in whatever, they pump in sounds, they pump in lights, they pump in smoke machines.
Oh,
It kind of looks like to me there might be some kind of added mist to the area and like light hitting the mist or the smoke machine stuff. But that's
but
just,
she said in the room it looked blue, in the photos it looks red. So I don't know. This could be camera mount. I don't know. I need to see the picture of the man
I
on the
want to see that
dresser.
man.
I know I don't see that either.
Lizzie,
Yeah.
we also got to find out about these demons.
yeah.
Why are you sending
We're
us
missing
pictures
the
of
real
this
story here, Lizzie.
when there's demons?
Well, she said she didn't want to ask,
I
but she didn't
know.
want to know. So you'll just be like, give us your grandma's phone number.
Yeah.
Or whoever it was.
Jessica will
Right.
call and find out about the
I'll
demons.
do
It's
it.
yeah. It's just another Thanksgiving conversation. Listen, I know you said you don't want to talk about those demons that everybody experiences in their 20s, but I'd love to revisit that for just a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then she's gonna write you the longest email ever on this show. New record.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Okay.
apparently the morgue at the hotel is the site of someone named Norman Baker, and apparently it sounds like it's some sort of serial killer, true crime kind of thing. So the hotel didn't have its own morgue. They call this area where they think that horrible things took place.
Oh, so it's sort
that
of
makes
like
sense. Yeah,
sarcastic.
they just call it there.
They call
Right.
it the morgue.
That's what leads me to believe it's one of those places that sets shit up. Because what the oh, now you call it the morgue? Okay.
Yeah, got it. Okay. They're capitalizing on it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
Well,
Okay. Well, I don't
only
know.
one way to find
I
out.
still like it. I still respect
I
it.
do too, Lizzie. We still love it.
It's
All
a real
right.
spooky looking hotel. I want to
That's
stay there.
yeah. You should go play a show there.
Yes.
Okay, well, that concludes another session of the L Files. Again, please write to us at BigfootCollectorsClub@gmail.com. It's spooky season. We want your spooky ooky stories, so send them to us, please. Jessica, we'd love to invite you to stay through the Collector's Corner segment where you can tell us about some stuff that you're into right now, maybe watching or consuming. Before we do that, let's swing over and thank some people who've recently joined us over on our Patreon, BCC The Other Side. It's
guys are the
time
best. No way.
for Patreon shout outs.
Guys.
Here we go.
Come on.
Kevin
Guys.
Cofelt, Cosmeteer,
Thank you, Kevin. Welcome.
Mothmane,
Mothman, no way, thank you.
Nicholas Matruk, Cosmeteer.
Thanks, Nicholas. Welcome.
Roger F. Corrado, Cosmeteer.
Thank you, Roger. Welcome.
Barbara McPherson, Cosmeteer.
Barbara, welcome to the ranks.
Echo Lawrence.
Echo, you didn't have to do that. Thank you.
Shelby Barlow.
Thanks, Shelbs.
And our favorite name of the week, Zero, Cosmeteer.
Thank you,
Way to
Zero.
get in there, guys. Wow.
Welcome.
Join Zero and all of Zero's friends over at patreon.com/BigfootCollectorsClub. Unlock total access to BCC with 3 bonus episodes every month, access to the entire
We're getting
exclusive
crazy over there,
episodes,
guys.
archives to BCC Discord and more. If you upgrade to the Cosmeteer membership, where you might run into Zero, you'll unlock 3 music tracks every month from Riley.
Think
You'll
about
get
that.
all of Riley's music that's been uploaded over 24 hours
So
worth
much
of music.
music. So
Add
much.
free episodes.
Come on, no
plus-
way.
Plus, we are starting to drop some exclusive video content like our Patreon episodes over on the Cosmeteer as well. So, guys, I'm telling you,
Keep
the top-
sweetening the pot, you know? Yeah.
Less than for a cup of mocha.
I told everybody this. I'm going to say it again. The cafe on the corner near me, if I get a coffee, it's $9.71.
Focaccia bread.
No, I
That
don't
is
even get
true.
focaccia bread with it.
No.
So
You can
come
get
on.
a whole bag of ground coffee for that price.
Yes, it's a
Jeez.
latte that costs $9.71, and that lasts. I was.
Again,
in
we're
an
talking about our
emergency.
Patreon, not yeah.
Well,
but yeah,
that's
get
what
back-
I'm
yeah,
saying.
Yeah, no, I know,
You get
You're getting me
all-
excited
you
about
get
coffee.
all
Value.
The value is wild. You can come by for
It's wild.
check it out for a month.
It's wild.
Check it out.
We're
Okay.
putting a lot more work in than a cup of coffee, I'll tell you
Oh,
There
for
you go.
sure.
We're
That's
giving
why
you-
I
that.
needed the
Giving you
coffee.
the value.
Okay, let's go by the
Appreciate you
collector's
guys.
corner.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna hand it over to Jessica. Jessica, kick it off. You always have great recommendations on What's Up Weirdo. What are you watching right now? What are you into? Tell us.
Let me do, because I love shining a light on lesser known weird horror movies,
Great.
little
Yes.
indie films. So I'll do a quick little, I'll try and keep it short, but my favorite indie horror movies of this year, because everybody's heard of Longlegs, everybody's heard of The First Omen, most people have heard of Abigail, but there's so many other gems out there right now, and they're all so freaking weird.
Wow. What a
okay,
genre.
I'll say the name and then I'll say briefly what it's about. Oddity is the first one. Perfect.
Okay.
It's about haunted items. There's witchcraft in there. There's crime in there. It has everything. It's perfect. The Vortilac is a French horror movie.
Oh, I've heard about this. I haven't
it's
seen
so-
it.
Good. It's gorgeous and it's about vampires and it's perfect and it's like funny and it's just the best. It's so charming.
Vortilac with a V.
Yes, Vortilac. The
Awesome.
Vortilac. Next, stop motion.
I want to see this. This looks
It's
great.
so good. It's so creepy and weird. There's little stop motion creatures. It's weird. It's unsettling. It's really good. Frogman. Did you guys watch Frogman yet?
No.
It's so
No.
freaking good. It's a found footage movie. Obviously, it's a love letter to the Loveland Frogman. It's so good.
What?
We gotta
It's
watch
like the
this.
Blair Witch version of a Frogman movie. It's so fucking good.
Is it a horror movie? Is it a good like Halloween movie? Like
Yeah.
for the okay, great.
Oh, dude.
I'll call this right now. Maybe we'll watch this for our next movie club episode
At the clubhouse. We
over on
got to
the
do that at the
Patreon.
clubhouse.
The creator, like the writer director, is like super active on socials too. I bet he'd sit in with you guys.
That'd be cool.
If we
But no,
don't
it's
do it,
hard
if we don't do it this month, we will do it soon.
You use the internet,
do
right?
it
You
because
really
it's
do.
like it's already so good, and then the movie takes a turn, and you're like, I thought I loved this already, and now I love it. It like gets
Oh,
even better when the twist happens. It's so good. It's so
Okay.
good.
All
And it
right.
has
Great.
the best movie
Sold.
artwork of the year, the best poster of the year.
Say no more.
All you had to
There.
say was Loveland
Looking at it
Frogman.
right now.
It's so good. Two more. A movie called Monolith. It's about aliens, kind of. It's about a podcast girl. I want to say it's an Australian horror movie, but it's really creepy. A sense of dread, slow, good alien stuff. And then lastly, the newest one. It's still in theaters. It's called Strange Darling.
Okay.
It's
I know
so good.
about this one.
Technically,
heard of that one,
it's
yeah.
like a serial killer movie, but it's more than that, and it's twisty, and it's stylish, and it's awesome.
Great. These
Well,
all
there's your
rule.
October spooky
Yeah,
movie
I just wrote
list.
these all down. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I know. Got my list.
Perfect.
Literally watch all of them. They're all so different and just so good and so weird. Like, I feel like they're so good and artistic and different that even if you didn't like it, you'd be like, okay, I respect that, because I've never watched anything like that.
I love
Nice.
it.
Hell yeah.
I
can
need
get
to get
behind
I need to
that.
get back into to catching up on my movies and especially my indie horror stuff. So awesome recommendations. Perfect timing. We're
That's
heading
great.
into October within a matter of days. Speaking of scary movies, Bryce, don't you have something to tell our Club Scouts about what's happening this month?
Yeah, yes. October 11th, Terrifier 3. Go see it with your friends. I might be up in that shit.
Bryce is blowing up
excited.
right now, guys. Expedition Bigfoot is on your TVs. Terrifier 3 is coming out in just a couple weeks. So you got all the Bryce Johnson content that you need right now.
There you go. All
That
right.
is so exciting.
Are you a
I'm
Terrifier fan?
Yeah.
Wow. I can't wait to see it. I'm so excited to see it with in a theater with a bunch of people. I'm excited to see it.
What if somebody throws up like they did last time?
Oh my God. It did do. Wow. That's kind of cool. I love that.
He wasn't prepared to answer that one.
Yeah.
Riley, what do you got?
I mean, hard to follow all those recommendations, I gotta say. But I did just the other night watch this movie called Revenge from 2017. Like, Caitlin had put it on, and I was like trying to go to bed because I had an early call, and then I was like, "What are you watching?" And then I was like, "I have to finish this movie." But it's like a revenge story of a woman who's wronged by some terrible men, and she fucking takes them down, and it's
Who
Fun.
stars in
Yeah.
it?
very satisfying. It's like a French movie, I think. I think it was in
Ooh.
French. So I don't know, couldn't tell you.
Oh,
But
wait, I have this on my watch list and I never watched it.
it's fun.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
shit. Look at that.
Synchronicity. I'm heading to my IMDb Pro.
It's
right
very
now.
gory and very graphic. Apparently, Caitlin was telling
I
me
love
that, like, when the director was pitching it, she referenced like Cronenberg films as a
Fun.
like
Oh.
as a reference point, and
Oh, yeah.
she delivers. And usually I don't go for gore, but it's also there's sort of like a magical realism to it, like a whimsiness, a psychedelicness. It's I don't know. It's great.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It's
It kept me up.
elevated, little heightened.
I was like, I'm not going to bed till I finish this. So it was one of those.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank our friend Frida, who went over to Michael's eBay store, the untitled Michael's eBay store, and purchased Riley's headphones that we put up for auction. The money from that, very gracious amount, will go to the California Wildlife Center that helps rescue and rehab orphaned animals and animals
Awesome.
that are out in the
Cool,
woods.
yeah,
We've been
yeah.
having lots of fires, obviously, here in SoCal this month. So we thought this would be, because we love our animals and we love our forest friends,
We
we thought that would
do.
be a good place to put the money. And we're going to
Okay.
toss in a little extra as well. So let us know if you guys want to do more stuff like this where we maybe, auction off some relics from the show, then we'll donate it to a good cause. So thank you, Frida. We appreciate you.
Appreciate that for sure. And so do
Yeah.
those critters.
That was
Yeah.
a surprise when we listed that and it was sold in like an hour.
Instant. Like we put it
Yeah.
up and it was like an
It was
hour
really
later.
cool.
It was,
Yeah. Hope
there
you
was
enjoy them, Frida.
frankly not much of an auction at all. So
It went pretty
we appreciate it. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much. Come see us over on the other side. If we don't see, and of course, Jessica Knapik, what am I thinking? Thank you so much for being
Wow.
here.
You're
Usually the
welcome.
guest is
Thank
gone
you,
by
thank you,
now.
thank you,
Yeah,
thank
we're
you.
not used to
I'm
video
still
closing out.
here.
Thank you for joining us. Let people know where they can listen to your stuff and find your work.
The easiest way would be to go to linktree.com/what's-up-weirdo. It has how to listen to the podcast. It has me and Tenny's socials. It has our YouTube. It has, I think my Letterboxd is on there. So if you want more crazy movie recs, it's on there. Everything's on there. Our whole life is on there.
Great. I'll put that in a link to that link in the show notes so people can find it easily. Thank you, Jessica. You're the best. Thank you for making What's Up Weirdo and helping me get through a tough year. I appreciate you. Everyone else listening, we appreciate you too. Join us over on the other side. If we don't see you there, we'll be back here next week for the beginning of Zombie Bigfoot's Cryptid Crypt. It's that time of year
Yeah. Oh, I love
again.
this time of year. I know the leaves just hit the ground today, and I was like, oh, it's starting. That heat wave's gone. The Christmas is in the air. Let's go.
Let's do it. Until then, good night.
And go get regressed.
Bigfoot Collectors Club is executive produced by Michael McMillan, Riley Bray, and Bryce Johnson. Our show is engineered, produced, and scored by Riley Bray. Our theme song, Come Alone, is by Suneaters. Follow them on Spotify. Want more BCC? For exclusive full-length episodes every month and total access to the other side, check out patreon.com/BigfootCollectorsClub.